Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Dan Farrell and I work for the St. Louis Cardinals. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and my background and my career as an employee of the St. Louis Cardinals. And I've been there a long time, 38 years. So I got a lot to tell you. But first, I want to just say I've been a member of the Boys and Girls Board of Directors for the last 10 years. And I really had a great time. I've gotten to know a lot of great people there at the board or with the club. Flint Fowler, Indigo, Ruth, a lot of the folks you work with. And I'm really proud to be part of the board and proud to be connected with you kids at the Boys and Girls Club. So let me tell you a little bit about what I do. I work for the Cardinals. My title is Senior Vice President of Sales and Marketing. And that sounds like a lot, but it's just the main responsibility I have is to bring in revenue. That's to sell stuff, to sell signs at the ballpark, to sell tickets to all the games, to sell ads on radio and TV, and really just focus on bringing in the money as fast as you can. Okay, so revenue. Why is it important to bring in revenue? The main reason is baseball, to have a winning team, and we won the World Series in 2006, and we won the World Series in 2011. That's what those numbers stand for. Well, to win the World Series, you need a really good baseball team. And to get a really good baseball team, you usually have to pay your players a pretty good salary. You have to have a high payroll. And that's all complicated, I get it, but the bottom line is that the best teams in baseball usually are teams that have some of the best players, and the best players, not only in baseball, but in all sports, the best players make a lot of money. So that's why my job is important, bringing in revenue. And the way you do that is a career in sales. And that's really what my career has been all about, is sales. You create great relationships with people, you have a great product to sell, and that has basically been the focus of my career. Okay, so now I'm here in a different spot near some of my fun stuff, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, I want to make sure I touch on education and careers, because Indigo told me that's important, and maybe that's why you guys are supposed to be watching this video in the first place. But I started out with the Cardinals. I was carrying boxes around. I was just out of college. I went to college at University of Missouri. My degree was in economics, and economics is not really a sports degree, but they didn't really have sports degrees when I was in college. They do now, and we'll talk more about college majors and a little more details later. But when I started out, I was a box carrier. I really was. I was at the minimum wage. I would carry promotional boxes around. I would answer fan mail. I would, just do the lowest level of things you can do in the organization. But I didn't mind, because I was new, I was young, and I could see that there was a lot of opportunity, but there were two keys to me. You had to work hard, and you had to put in the time and effort, because I was very fortunate. I loved what I was doing. I loved being around the game of baseball. I always was around the game of baseball, or I always knew I wanted to be around the game of baseball. I never thought I'd be in it as a business person and a salesperson, but I knew I wanted to get in, and I sure wasn't good enough to be a baseball player. So if you want to work in sports, and most of us are never going to be good enough to play in sports, but you want to work in sports, you have to really be dedicated, you have to really be focused. So when I say dedicated and focused, what that means in a career like I've had and a job that I have, it means that you spend a lot of time. You have to be there at every game. But that's what's amazing is when you're there at the game, you're not there to watch the game. You're there to meet with customers. You're there to make sure that the fans are having a great time. You're there to make sure that all the items we're giving away, the bobbleheads, you see all these bobbleheads on this shelf here. That's one of the big things we do. We give away promotional items, and we have to plan for those promotional items. We've had some great events at Busch Stadium. We had the All-Star Game. There's a plate where we won the World Series in 2006. There's an image from the All-Star Game when we had this giant flag. All that stuff looks like fun, but you know, it all takes work. It all takes planning. It all takes organization. And it all takes teamwork. And that's one of the great things that we do well at the Cardinals is we all work together and we've had a lot of success. Hey, talk about success. Look at these crazy rings, guys. I mean, the players win the rings, but we're fortunate in the front office that we get our own copy of a ring. And a lot of them, I would say this one's my favorite because I've always liked that bird. Isn't that cool? This was, I don't even remember, 2004. 2004. We didn't win the World Series that year, but it's a National League Championship ring. You win rings for World Series. These are the big ones. When we won the World Series, that's 2011, 2006. But look how the rings have changed over the years. This was the 1982 ring when we won the World Series in 1982. And you can see how small it is. So, oh wait. Yeah, that's it. But anyway. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, we got lost a little bit in all these rings and some of this memorabilia. But I did want to show you that this is the fun part of the job. But as much as every job you want to have something that you enjoy doing and that you have fun doing, you really have to remember that there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. And as you guys are in this stage of your lives where you're still in school, whether you're still in grade school or in high school, hopefully getting ready for college, those are the things that you need to start thinking about of what can I do to be prepared to make myself somebody that you're going to want to hire. And you know, there's a lot of ways to get into a career in sports. Again, I was fortunate. I went to University of Missouri, and again, they didn't have sports marketing. But for those of you that do want to get into sports, there is a career path and there's a educational path, and it's called sports management, sports marketing, sports management. So that's something that you might want to consider. But there's other things that you can do even before college. And there's lots of opportunities at Busch Stadium for jobs. And some of you guys that are going to go on and go into the Teen Center that the Boys and Girls Club have, this Teen Center for Excellence, there you might find an opportunity. They've got a lot of computer programming, creative opportunities, creative content and production type of jobs or training that they can give you. And then one of the other ones that I think is really a great opportunity is in the culinary area, learning about food and how to prepare food and work in the kitchen. Because again, remember, a huge part of Busch Stadium and a huge part of going to games, baseball games, is the food. Everybody wants a hot dog and everybody wants nachos at Busch Stadium. And we have a massive department of food service and the whole operation of food service. And there's a lot of career paths that are available. So I always encourage young people to look at working for a company. It's called Sports Service. and they handle all the food service and you know, the just taking care of the fans at Busch Stadium. And then there's another one for young people that they can look at to get started. Again, this is why you're still in high school. This is why you're still in college even, to work for the ushers and get involved so that you're involved at Busch Stadium in the operations. You're there for the game days. It's a great way to learn. So, one other thing that I like to remind people about is internships. And that's an important thing that you can do as you're working in your career. When you're in school, whether you're in college or even in high school, try and find summer internships where you can get involved. And again, one of the really good ones for working in the baseball business is to work for a minor league team. Because in minor league sports, you do everything. You're involved in the concessions. You're involved in pulling the tarp if there's a rain delay. You're involved in selling tickets. So that is another important thing I always want to remind people. You can get a sports marketing education, but you really want to supplement that with really good internships that give you hands-on experience working in the industry of sports. And there's my daughter, Erin, who's a great photographer. Okay, I'm going to try and wrap this up now. Really appreciate you guys listening to me. I'm not sure I would want to watch myself for a 20-minute video, but anyway, my daughter, Erin, who's behind the camera, she's been a big help tonight. So let's shout out one for Erin. But so anyway, here's a few things I just want to hit on. You guys are in school now, and I just have always told my kids, I have a little brother, his name is Deontay. I work with him all the time. I focus them. I always just say, your grades, your grades, your grades, and make friends with your teachers, because your teachers are the ones that are going to help you find the best career path. I've been talking tonight about a career path in sports, but careers in sports are great. But whatever career you get into, you want to do something that you enjoy. You want to do something that you have fun with, but you know you're going to have to work hard to get there. And it starts with the way you perform in your school. And it starts with the relationships that you can have with your teachers. And I talked about internships. I think your teachers and the guidance counselors at your school are a great, great, great resource to learn about internships, to learn about summer jobs, to learn about special programs. In fact, the Boys and Girls Club, we have the internship program, the SLIP program, and you can ask Indigo about that program itself for opportunities. But to me, the main message I want to get to you guys is you can do what you want, you can be successful. It does take hard work, but it also just takes being a good person, building good relationships, having the ability to talk to people. When you meet people, look them in the eye, shake their hand and say, nice to meet you. Try and remember their name. Be respectful. Oh, maybe you don't shake their hand. Today, Erin's reminding me, maybe we just elbow tap these days. But the bottom line is, if you're a good person, you really work hard, you treat people nicely, you be kind, you're going to be successful in this world. And I really like talking to you guys. I hope it's been fun. I hope it's something that Erin won't edit out, because she's going to edit this thing at the end of the night. But anyway, thanks so much. Enjoyed being with you, and good luck. See you at the ballpark. Hey, guys. Okay, guys, one last thing. Let's do a shout out to Aaron Farrell, who's editing this little segment, and you can learn to edit too someday. So thanks, Aaron. See you guys.